Hey guys, what's up? It's Lizzy Mathis here. Welcome back to my channel. Alright, so if you're anything like me, all you really want is maybe a drink in hand and of course tacos. So today we are making tacos 3 ways. That's right, I said it. We're using the same base, but we're making it into a hard shell, a soft shell, and a lettuce wrap. And I'm gonna show you how easy it is to make all 3. Come on. Okay, so this recipe calls for ground turkey, but honestly you can substitute any kind of meat you want or even a non-meat. Today we're gonna do ground turkey, so we're gonna coat our pan, which is cast iron, which I love a good cast iron, with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil just to get it nice and non-stick. All right, so we're gonna add our ground turkey. Now you want to brown the ground turkey nicely before we start adding in our seasonings. All right, for these tacos, I love to add my own taco seasoning mix. I love granulated garlic. We're gonna put that over our meat. Cumin. Now, I love cooking with garlic and cumin and some of these other spices. It really is my favorite. Also, turmeric is one of my absolute favorites. They bring so many really healthy properties to the food that you eat. Smoked paprika, chili powder, salt. So after we add in all of our seasonings, let's go ahead and stir our turkey. A great thing to add is either water, or you can also add a chicken broth or even a bone broth. The reason why I love a bone broth is because it's an easy way to sneak in nutrients into the meal. All right, so I love to use this red cabbage. It's just a great way to line your plate so your tacos stay upright. So we're gonna take a little bit off of the red cabbage and we're just gonna slice it. Let's also dice a few shreds so we can add it as a topping to our tacos. And we're gonna add this, we're gonna dice this one. So we're gonna slice, and then we're gonna dice this part of our purple cabbage, and this will act as our topping on top of our taco. And then we put that in a bowl. All right, don't forget about your meat. Make sure you keep checking it every once in a while to make sure it's not sticking to the bottom of the pan. We don't necessarily want to cook it too much anymore. We're just gonna keep it nice and warm. This looks so good. All right, let's move on to our red onion. So to slice the red onion, we're gonna take off each end of the red onion first. Then we're gonna slice it down the middle, and let's peel off till we get to the really cute part. And now let's start dicing and chopping. And we're gonna dice this up. All right, so I love using red onion in so many of my dishes. I like to add little small pieces of red onion just because I don't like big chunks. And let's go ahead and add it to the bowl. Okay, let's dice our tomatoes next. And these are really beautiful red tomatoes. They're in season, which is really nice. That's the great part about summertime, is that the tomatoes taste really vibrant. Let's add our tomatoes into our bowl. All right, let's finally chop our cilantro. I love the cilantro because it adds a little bit of green color to everything that we make. Let's add that to the bowl. All right, so let's make our Pico de Gallo. We're gonna need a little bit of lime, a little bit of tomato, a little bit of cilantro, a little bit of red onion, and we're gonna mix it all together with a little bit of sea salt and extra virgin olive oil, of course. So to do our lime, first you wanna roll it out. Rolling it out makes it super easy to squeeze. It just makes it a lot easier, trust me. Cut that in half and juice half of that lime into your bowl. So in our bowl, we have our tomatoes, our cilantro, our red onion. We've already added our lime juice. Now we're gonna add a little bit of salt and we're gonna mix together. And this now becomes what we will use to top onto our tacos. One of our toppings. Okay, now this is my favorite part. Let's make the guacamole. This one I'm gonna make a really quick guac, something that you can just easily make on the go, and you can save it even in the fridge for a little bit later if you wanna eat with chips. Okay, so with the avocado, first you wanna cut it vertically down the middle, all around. Then you wanna open it up, you wanna deep it, so take out that big old seed. And now let's scoop all that fresh avocado around the sides and in the middle. So I am just coming through and I'm just gonna slice up the avocado just so it makes it a little bit easier for me to mash. And let's put it into our bowl. Next up, we're gonna add a little squeeze of lime, a little bit of salt, and more of that extra virgin olive oil. Now let's mash it with a fork and mix it all around and get it really nice and creamy. And voila, there you have it, your quick guac. All right, so let's go ahead and halve our black olives. Now here's a fun trick. If you lay your hand on top of the black olives as a group and then get a really sharp knife and go across the olives under your hand, then they'll come out in half. I like to slice a little bit more after that just because I like olives in small pieces. Now let's add that to a bowl. All right, so we have three of my faves here too, which are all green. We have our green onion, we have our jalapeno, and we have our arugula. These are gonna act as really great toppings on top of our tacos. All right, so next up is our jalapeno. Now, make sure that you do not wipe your eyes when you're dealing with jalapeno under any circumstance. And if you wanna be extra careful, this is a great place where you can wear gloves. First, I wanna take off the top of the jalapeno, and then I'm just gonna cut around a little bit in the center of it just to take out those seeds. I like my spice a little bit more from like hot sauce than from peppers sometimes. That way I can still dice the jalapeno and it gives me little circles. Or you can slice the jalapeno down the middle, de-seed it that way, and then you can dice the jalapeno as well. All right, so green onion is something I add all the time in a lot of my dishes, and it's super easy to cut up. So I just cut off the ends, and then I just cut the rest of the green onion all the way to the tip. And then of course I have to chop up my arugula because you know me, I do not like big pieces. The arugula is really nice because it gives that kind of spicy flavor in a green. All right, so it looks like we have all our toppings all ready to go. Okay, so let's get prepped for our soft taco shell. So what I love to do with soft taco shells, I love to add a little bit of coconut oil to my cast iron and get it really nice and hot. So coconut oil is one of those oils that I actually love to cook with. Now, it's a little bit more expensive than some of the other oils, so I try and use it sparingly when I can. But for something like this, it takes a really high smoke point, which is really great when you need a super high heat, and it holds in the cast iron really well. So it's really great for these soft taco shells. Okay, so I've coated my pan and I think the oil is nice and hot. So I'm gonna add one of my soft taco shells. All right, so the trick of this here is that you want it to get nice and hot, you want it to start to bubble, and when you start to see the edges of it turning a little bit of golden brown, that's when you know it's time to flip. All right, let's do the same on the other side. All right, make sure to keep an eye and don't let it sit too long. So now I'm gonna prep my other plate with my red cabbage and my hard shell tacos. Now I've already heated up the hard shell tacos at 425 for about 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes. It does not take long at all, so don't forget about them. This is actually a really great trick when you have tacos that are falling all over the place. All you have to do is line your plate with red cabbage. Also, it's great because it's kind of a stiffer cabbage. It's not really like loosey-goosey. And so then put your tacos right in the middle and it holds up nice and straight. This is just in case you don't have any taco holders, of course. And oh my God, look how good these soft shells look. They're getting crispy and brown. I just know they're gonna be so delicious. Let's go ahead and pull them off. A trick is to put a paper towel on the plate just to catch a little bit of that extra grease. Okay, so the trick to the lettuce is that you wanna get a nice full round lettuce cup. We're gonna cut off the head. So keep on peeling and be very gentle because these lettuce cups can tear very easily. Don't worry, I'm gonna make this super pretty. I'm just gonna cut around the edges of the lettuce cup in a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my hard shell. I'm gonna add a little bit of my ground meat, which is looking so good and smells even better. All right, so now we have our base for our tacos, and your guests can go in and kind of top their tacos with whatever they like. Then let's top with a little bit of Pico de Gallo, a couple jalapenos. Now let's add a little bit of guacamole on top of that hard shell. And we have our hard shell tacos completed, looking good. All right, next up is our soft shell. Once again, we're gonna start with our ground meat. Let's add some black olives. We're gonna add a little bit of cheese, or a lot of bit of cheese. Let's do a dollop of sour cream. And then let's sprinkle with cilantro. Now this one is one of my daughter's actual favorite tacos. Next up is the lettuce cup taco. This is for all of you carb conscious lovers out there. This will definitely be one of your favorite go-tos. Once again, let's start with a little bit of that ground turkey. Let's top it with a little bit of guacamole. Let's add our Pico de Gallo. This is where we can sprinkle in some of that red cabbage that we chopped up. Let's add a little bit of green onion. A fun way to also plate your lettuce cups is to lay down a bed of arugula. That way you could also turn it into a taco salad. Hey! Now don't forget before you eat to squeeze a little bit of extra lime on top of all your tacos. And there you have it, our tacos 3 ways. You can thank me later. All right, now who's coming over to try tacos with me? Let's go. All right, so if you're anything like me and your kids and your family can be a little picky at times, but you don't want to be a short order chef, then this is actually one of those great dishes. Everyone can pick their faves, top it with whatever they love, and there you go, your job is done, okay? So this one was my faves, at least one of my faves. So I'm gonna do a taste test. Here we go. That's delicious. It's perfect. All the flavors, and what's great is the meat has so many great spices in it. I just like mine simple with cilantro, a little sour cream and cheese. Perfect. All right, y'all. Make sure to check out more videos. And